Hello everyone, welcome to this Canva graphic design course. So let's start with the introduction of Canva. Canva was launched in 2013 and Canva is an online design and publishing tool with a mission to empower everyone in the world to design anything and publish anywhere. Um, so starting with registration and creating an account. Once you download the platform from your App Store, Play Store, or the desktop version, you can just proceed to creating an account so that you can be able to save your designs and access it from anywhere. So based on the course outline, we are starting with the introduction. Meanwhile, if you look, um, if you notice something, you see try pro for 14 days. That shows you that the platform has a premium version to unlock everything. But we're going to be using the free version for this tutorial. But I'm still going to show you the difference between the free version and the premium version as we proceed to the training. So once you register an account and log in into the platform, you're going to click create a design, or if you're using the mobile version, you're going to see a plus sign at the bottom side, center bottom side of the screen. Just click the create design. Then you select the type of design you want to create. Let's assume you want to create an Instagram post. Just click Instagram post. Then it's going to display a whiteboard showing the template you selected. This is the Instagram post size. As you can see, this is the Instagram post size I selected. Then over to the left hand side, we have the designs, like you have templates. Templates are like what other people have designed, but you can't use someone's template if it's a paid template. If you can notice, you have a pro tag on this ones. Then there's no tag on this one, so it means I can use this one to design. I can use this one to design. But if you once you see a pro tag, then you know you have to pay for the premium version to be able to get that design. Meanwhile, there are, you can see elements. Elements are shapes, um, frames, stuff like that. If you need like a shape, you can see the shape, you can see graphics, you can see stickers, photos, videos, stuff like that. They are all under elements. Then tests, this you can add a heading or subheading or little tests, and you can customize it to your own specific design. I'm going to be showing that also. We have uploads. This is where you upload your materials. That's the things you're going to be using for a particular design. You're going to upload them here so that you can be able to access them when you are designing. And also we have projects. You're going to see your various projects here. So your previous projects, you're going to see them here. So let's start with a whiteboard. What is a whiteboard? Like a whiteboard is just this blank space where you design your graphics. That's what's called a whiteboard. And if you can see, this whiteboard is blank, there's nothing here for now. So if we're about to design graphics, we're going to need to start with the basics. Let's say I want to add a shape. If I want to see all the shapes, I will click see all. Then I'm going to see all the shapes. lines, shapes. So let's say I click this box. It's going to be added to the whiteboard. Then I can choose to color the shape. I can choose to color the shape. Also, if I click the shape, I can resize it depending on what I'm designing. I can resize the shape. So let's assume I want to add a text to this shape. I will select text and I'll just select, let's say I select a heading. Then I can choose to reduce the font size, and I can choose to also edit the font itself. I can style the text and I can change the text color. So let's get started with that. So this is my whiteboard. Let's assume I want to design a school flyer. Before I design a flyer, I'm going to need to download various resources. Let's say a stock image. A stock image is like free image or video or vectors that I can use during my design. So for this training, I'm going to show how to download stock images. And I'm going to be using pexels.com for an example. So pexels.com offer free stock images without needing any license for it. So let's assume I'm trying to design a school flyer. I'm going to search for students in pexels.com. Then we are going to display various pictures of students. Then I'm going to select the one I need and download it. Let's assume I want to select this particular image. I'm just going to click download. Once I click download, I'm going to see the file on my download tab. Then when I go back to Canva, I would need to upload the graphics I downloaded the picture. So I'm going to click upload file on the upload tab. Then I'll move over to the folder. If you're using a mobile phone, it's going to be on your gallery. But for desktop version, I have to move over to the folder and get the download. This is the download, and I'll now click on the image. Then I'll allow the image to upload into my workspace. So now I have the image on my Canva. So if I click on the image, I can be able to use it. Now let's assume I don't want to use this image background. I just want to use the lady in the image. I need to go to Google and search for background removal tools. Google is going to show me a few options on how to remove background. So I'm going to select this remove.pg, the first one, this remove.pg. Then I'm going to click on the remove background. Then once I click on the remove background, I'm going to have to upload the image here and remove the background. Then after that, I'll save it. So I'm going to click upload image. Then once I click upload image, I'll then have to select the image. Then I'll click open. Then the image is going to be uploaded into their sites and the image background is going to be removed automatically. So let's wait a few seconds to allow them to remove the image. So after allowing the image background to be removed, you just need to click download and then download the image. Now before we proceed to design, I want to introduce you to what's called vectors. Vectors are used for designing also. So in Google, we're going to download free vector images. So the vector for the vector image, I'm going to be using free pick. So just search vector images and select free pick. So for vector images, if I wanted to search for students, I'll just search for students. Then I will now look for a particular picture I want. Then I will need to download that image. So let's assume I wanted to select this. I'm going to click on the vector. And then I'll need to click on download. So let's assume you want to change the color of these vectors from this blue to red. Then I'll have to click edit online. But for this, for now, I'm not going to go into this. So I'll just download the vector. So now I have a vector and I have an image without background. So moving over to my folder, I'm going to extract the vector because I know the file is zipped. So I'm going to extract the vector over here. So I can see the vectors right here. So I'm going to be needing this JPG file. So now when I go to my Canva, I'm going to upload the file. So let me upload this image without background. Then I'm also going to upload the vector image, this JPG file. So now I've downloaded a vector image and also a design picture. But let's assume you don't want to go to Google to download a picture. You can also search for those pictures or graphics under the element tab on Canva. So once I click elements, I'll just search for students. Then I'm still going to get graphics and it, but I need to select the one that doesn't have a pro tag. For photos also, I'm still going to select the one that doesn't have a pro tag. So something like this, I can still be able to use the ones on Canva also. So let me show you how to use some tools on Canva. Let's assume I have this shape, um I wanted to let's assume I want to rotate this shape. I'm going to use this icon over here, this rotation icon, to rotate it. And as you can see, if I drag this thing, I'm going to see a line. This line helps me center the shape. Then if I wanted to duplicate this shape, I'm going to need to click this icon, this duplicate icon. Remember, you have to select it and click this duplicate icon. So as you can see, it's already duplicated. If I click it again, it's going to duplicate. If I wanted to delete this icon, I'll just click the delete icon. Then, if I wanted to add a border, I'm going to select this icon, this border icon. Let's say I wanted to add this border. I can change the border width, and I can also change the border color. Let me change it to red so you can see it. So as you can see, it has a border color of red. Let's say I want to undo what I've just did. I need to click this undo tab, this back arrow. And if I wanted to redo what I did, I'm going to click this forward arrow. So let me undo. Okay. Now, moving to the next thing you want to know. I'm going to start designing the graphic. Let's say I add a test field. Let's just assume I'm designing an admission flyer. I'm going to add the tests, and this arrow here, this directional icon is used to drag items or elements. So let me center this. This is the center, and then let me change the color of this text, which is this text color. Let me change it to green. And then let me go to my upload section and add this lady over here. And then I'll zoom it a little bit. So after adding this lady over here, it's not looking quite nice because it's in the open. So I will need to add like a frame. Then I will go to the element tab and then search for frame over here. Then I will select see all to see the available frames. I'm going to add a circle frame. And once I add the circle frame, I'm going to place this lady inside the circle frame. Then I'll add maybe a border to the frame and change the border width to 1. Then Let me change the border color also to this same green over here. Okay, the border, let me change the border weight to 2. Then for the background, for the white background, I'm going to select the background and then select background color over here and change background color to, let's say, not too whitish. And then I'm going to show you a trick on how to make your design look awesome. Let's say I add a shape, a circle shape to this design. Let's say I drag this shape to this place. I wanted to get an effect. I'm going to change this shape color to, let's say, this green, and then I will move over to the transparency. On the mobile tab, we're going to see transparency at the bottom side. Just scroll over, you see it. So I'll move over to transparency and reduce the transparency to, let's say, 30. Then after that, I'm going to select the image again. Then I'm going to duplicate this particular image, or this particular shape, and bring this one a little bit forward. And then I'll change the transparency to 20. Then I'm still going to duplicate again and bring it a little bit forward and change the transparency to 10. And after doing that, I wouldn't need to have a border behind this lady. So I'm going to remove the border. Then trying to add extra text. Let me close this. So now I'm going to move this a little bit higher, then I'll duplicate this text. Then once I duplicate this text, I'll bring this one a little bit down. And then I'll change the right up to ongoing. Then for this second text, I need to change the fonts, the font type. Let's say I use okay, let me go down a little bit and look for a nice font. Okay, if I used let's say I use this particular font. I'll need to center it also. Then after that, I'm still going to need to add another text field. And let me say I'll add a subheading. Then I'll drag it down to the bottom parts. Let's say I add the phone number of, let's say, the school. Then let me change the font size to like 20. Let's add it to the bottom side and then change the color to green. And change the text color to green. Then I want to add an icon to this phone number. So let me search for the icon. Let's say phone. Then I'll click on graphics. Then I'll look for a particular phone. Let's say I'll pick this one. And I'll need to resize the phone and drag it down to its place, which should be a little bit. Then I'll click on the mobile phone and change the color to green. Then after that, let's say I wanted to add a little bit of text, or let's say an effect over here. If I go to the elements, I'm going to search circle, and under circle I'm going to select graphics. So now if I scroll down, I'm going to see various graphics. Let's say I use this one. So I want to place these graphics behind this lady. If you can notice, the graphic is on top of the lady. So I'll need to click position. If I click position, I'll select send to back. Send to back. So it pushes the graphics behind the lady, like to the back. But if I wanted to bring it forward, I'll click forward. So I will now send it to back or backwards. Then let me change the color of the graphics to let's change this green to a little bit light green. Then after that, let's say I wanted to add the school website over here. So I'm going to duplicate this and push it to the right hand side. Then let's say www.schooladmission.com. Move it to this side, and I will need to add an icon also for the website. So let's say websites. I'm going to click on graphics. Then I will select a particular icon, and then I will need to reduce the icon size. Then when I drag the icon, I'm going to align the icon to this text, and then I change the icon color to green. So as you can see now, we almost have a flyer. Let's say the flyer is almost complete. If I wanted to add a little bit graphics to the flyer, then it's up to me to add a little bit design to the flyer. Let me search for a design, then I will know what's next to add. So as you can see now, the design is quite professional. So let's say I wanted to animate this particular text. I'll need to click on animate, and then I'll select the particular animation I want to use. That's if you wanted to add an animation. But for this particular story, I'm not going to be adding an animation. So now let's continue. I'm going to add another element. Let's say a row now. Then I'll click on graphics. Then I'll scroll down. As you can see, all these ones here have a pro tag, so I can use them. So I'll keep on scrolling till I find something that has a free plan. If you don't have, if you don't see what you like, you can actually design your own. Okay, let me show you how to design something like this. So if I search on chat box, if I search chat box, I'm going to get something like this. So I'll click on graphics and I will find a chat box, a free chat box. Most chat box here are paid chat box. Okay, I think I can get it under the shape tab. So let's go to the shapes and then I'll scroll down and look for chat box. Let's say I wanted to use this one. I'm going to click on it, resize it, then let's say I place it over here, and then I'll change the color to let's say red. Then I'll twist the shape a little bit, then I'll add a text to it, a roll now. Let me reduce this to 20. 20. Then I'll drag it into the box. Then I'll now need to also turn the right up. And after that, I'll change the text color to white. Then that's it. Then let me add other texts. Let me add a shape. I'm going to be needing this shape for programs and stuff like that. So I'm going to add this here. And then I'm going to add a text to it. Let's say programs. Let's reduce this to 35. Then I'll center it in the box. Change the text color to white. Then after that, I'm going to need to add a little bit right up for the programs. Let me add a text. I'll drag it down. Let's say swimming, skating, dance, dancing, gloves, and more. Gloves and more. Then let's change this to 20, and let's break this a little. Now for the alignment of this text, I don't want it to look centered, so I'm going to click alignment, this icon over here, and then I'll change the alignment to what I like. So I'm going to be using this alignment. Then now to finish up this design, I'm going to multiply this. I'll place this a little bit, and I change the opacity, the transparency to 10. Then I'm going to change the color, let's say to something darker, just to have a shadow effect. But if I want to do this directly, I can just select this. I'll go to effects over here, and I can still add the shadow over here. That's if you don't want to go through that process. As you can see, I can change the direction of the shadow, I can change the transparency of the shadow, and so on and so forth. So I'm still going to add another test. Let's say header test. Let's add a date 2024. Let me rotate this 90 degrees, and then I'll reduce this to 50. Then I'll place this under a shape. Let me move this shape. Also 90 degrees. Then I'll reduce the shape a little bit. Then I'm going to change this shape color to red, but it's going to be a little bit lighter. Something like this. Then let's say I wanted to add something like flare. I'm still going to go to the elements. Let's say flare. Flare. Then I'll go to graphics, and I'll look for a flare that I can use. If I don't see any flare, I can still use something. Let me try using something else. Let me search for, let's say, square. Then under graphics, I'm going to search for the square under graphics, and then I'll scroll down and find a nice graphics to use. I'm going to select this. Then let's say I place this at this place. just to have these nice effects. I'm going to change the color to light green. Then I'm going to position it backwards. So as you can see now, we have a nice school flyer design from scratch. You can experiment using other stuff, but these are the main tools you can use to get a nice design. So you um, test formatting, font size, positioning, transparency, duplicates. Just use the tools and play around with the tools. Then after designing your flyer, you're going to need to export the design. So if I want to export the design, I'm going to first of all preview the design using this arrow over here to see the design in full screen. So after seeing the design in full screen, I'm going to close the preview. Then I'm going to click on share. Then once I click on share, I'm going to click on downloads. I can share directly to social media, any social media, but you need to link the accounts. So I'm going to download to my device. I'm going to click on download. Then you can change the formats you want, JPG, PNG, PDF, PDF prints, MP4, GIF. You can use this MP4 if you added like animations to the design. Like let's assume you add animations to the design and you want the design to animate, then you can export as MP4. But for this particular design, I'm going to export PNG. Then once I select the format, I'm going to click download. So you're going to allow it to download into your device. It's going to ask for location if you're using a laptop, or if you're using a phone, it's going to download to your gallery. So let me call it school design.png. Downloaded into the download folder as a PNG file, then I'll click on save. Now let me look at the design on my device. So as you can see, the design is not quite let's say HD quality because we're using a free version, but it's still going to be good for social media and stuff like that. But if you want to get the HD version of this particular design, then you need to pay for the premium version before you can get the HD quality. As you can see, the quality is right here, but to increase the quality to the highest, you're going to need to pay for the premium version. So yeah, once you are good with the tools, once you master the tools, you can now use other people's design to create what you want as fast as possible. Then for this particular course now, I'm going to show you how to log in designs during your course of designing. Let's say you add this test and you add this second test, and you don't want the two tests to move like during your design. You don't want to shift this. You're going to click on this, and then you're going to click on these three icon over here, this more icon. Once you click on the more, you're going to see lock. Once you lock that particular thing, you can never shift. Like you won't be able to shift that particular text anymore. Then let's say I lock this one also. I can't shift this one also. So you can actually lock your designs if you are using like mobile phone and the display is not large, like it's not good. So you can lock each item or each element after adding them, especially this kind of effects. So you just lock the ones you need to lock and allow for flexible use. So if I go to the home page, like if I log out and if I want to view my designs again from the home page, I can see my designs over. I just need to click on the design just to open it so that I can start editing from where I stopped. But if you are done with the basic trainings and know how to use the tools, you can simply search on what you want to design on the search icon. Let's say you want to design school flyer and you don't have time to design from scratch. Then all you have to do is search for the flyer, then you scroll down a little bit. You're going to see various templates from other people's designs. So let's say I want to design a flyer, admission flyer like this one. I'll just need to click on the design and then I will select customize these templates. Once I click on customize these templates, they are going to display the design for me. Then once I see the design, I can just start designing using their templates. So I can edit any text in the design. I can change this particular picture. I can change this picture. I can change the write-ups, just like that. Then after that, I will export the design also.